Welcome to Live with Heidi Mine. Real quick, this is your 1 to 2 minute warning. I'm going to check that the live is up on Facebook and YouTube. So go grab your favorite drink before we get started. And let's see. I need to figure out how to put to connect the lives back to events on Facebook and YouTube. I had that for a while, and then on Facebook and that was loud. Okay, so I am up on YouTube, on Facebook and YouTube, and I am up on that was loud. Okay, so I am up. There we go. Okay. All right. I can see comments now when there are some. What is up, homies? If you were watching last week's live, that is what I've decided to call all of my friends that hang out with me during the live. It's also going to be in the new emails that are coming out. So you are now officially my homies. I'm Heidi. I'm a work-at-home handmade business owner at HeidiMine.com, as well as a homeschool mom of 11-year-old and 13-year-old girls. I go live here on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. During the live, I share about things going on with my business, homeschooling, and our personal lives. Be sure to follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube to get notifications when I post videos or go live. And feel free to hit the like or the thumbs up button, as this does help more people just like you see the video and come hang out. I'm doing much better with reading the script, a little better. Eventually I'll have it memorized, right when it's time to change it. If you are joining me live tonight, please comment with #live. Or if you are watching the replay, comment with #replay. This helps me know when people are watching and if I need to change up my times. And if you aren't already subscribed, be sure to check the pinned post or link, I guess it is, to sign up for the email list for updates about new products, blog posts, sales, and other fun things going on. I was trying to work on an email this week. Mondays are hard. Mondays are hard. Let me go ahead. Hi, Sarah Jane. I'm going to put the link for the email list into YouTube because YouTube doesn't like to do that for me. I think that when it goes live, like once the end of the live is done, it will put it into the description, but for some reason it won't link it into the live comment feed, whatever. I don't know. I should check. I don't even know if the live comment feed actually shows up during the replay. I will have to check that. Usually what I try to do is I have my script up, all the things that I want to talk about, and then I go in right after the video and I kind of update everything on Facebook and on YouTube, and then I don't really check back again. I mean, if people comment, I check their comments, but I don't normally like watch my videos because I think that's weird. Like if I was just sitting around watching my own videos. Happy summer solstice. It is June 21st. It is apparently I know a bunch of people that today is their birthday, including my ex-stepmom, and I did wish her a happy birthday today because we're still friends. And my birthday is 1 month away, so I'm super excited. Also, the new Barbie movie is exactly 1 month away. So I'm excited about that too. I did pigtails again. This is it's not exactly a new look for me. I don't know that it's going to be a look moving forward all the time. It's just that you can kind of see it on this side more. My hair is like 20 different shades right now. And So this is the easiest thing for me to do so that it's out of my face, and I can kind of hide a little bit, because you can see, like, especially like along my root line, it needs some work. My eyeballs are all itchy today. Anyways, the dishes are officially done. Actually, I do have dishes from dinner tonight, but like my backlog of dishes that I've been trying to catch up on, I got them done. Yay. So now it's just a matter of keeping up on them daily. But the kids have been really good about helping. Tonight, Evie, she cleared the table and she rinsed the dishes and she put them in the dishwasher, and both kids put away the leftovers for me. So that helps. Like, they don't understand. They think, oh, it's just a simple thing, but it's a huge help. Especially because, like, I was doing some work today around the house and my back was just killing me and I had to wash some dishes, and I was like, shoot me now. I don't know if my grandma's counters are lower. I mean, my grandpa wasn't a short man. My grandma is short. I don't know. I just feel like everything's really low. We are obviously still at grandma's house. We are here for another week-ish. We're here not quite 2 weeks, like a week and a half, and then we head home. So I'm kind of ready to get home. I love spending time with my grandma. I have a few projects I'm going to be working on with her over the next week and a half that we're still here. I don't know if I mentioned it last week. Somebody had talked to me about doing a type of like audio journal, and then I realized I have so many cameras, so I'm actually going to do a bit of a video journal. And I've started reaching out to some of my family members to ask them things that they would like to know about grandma. And I've been making a list, and I'm going to just start setting up the camera and asking her questions and letting her roll with it, because she really remembers so much from especially her teenage years and having children and after that. So Sarah says, I love that. Yeah. I wish it was my idea. It wasn't. But I did talk to one of my cousins today, and she had some wonderful questions that really wouldn't have occurred to me to ask, mostly because I have a really strange, I don't know. I think I've mentioned before, I'm the oldest grandchild, and I'm the oldest grandchild, not just on my dad's side of the family, but also on my mom's side of the family. And on my mom's side, there's a big 10-year gap. On my dad's side, there's not so much of an age gap, but the cousins that are close in age with me didn't live in California growing up. They lived out of state. So even though we're fairly close in age, they don't know our grandparents in the same way that I do, because growing up, I always lived relatively close to my grandparents. So we saw them a lot. And then especially the last 3 years, I've been coming to Arizona to visit my grandmother for anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks at a time. And, you know, there's only so much TV you can watch in the day. And go figure, Meinekes are talkers. So it's not just me, believe it or not. So I forget sometimes that all of my cousins don't know all of the stories that I know. And of course, my perspective on things growing up are different than the perspective of the adults that were in that moment at the same time. So it's interesting. It's just, the whole thing is very interesting. So, So if anybody's watching and you have a question that you would ask your grandparent if they were still around, and perhaps they're not, let me know, because I'll ask my grandma. She answers lots of questions. She's really like this cool lady that she's very maternal. She loves babies. She loves babies. She loves animals. She's just like, she always sees the good in people. But she raised her kids. She had, she's been telling us a lot lately. She had 5 kids in 6 years, 4 boys and 1 girl. And she was a stay-at-home mom, and she raised her kids, and she worked out of the house every once in a while. She would help like my grandpa with his business. But after her kids moved out, or at least once they were like in high school and really kind of doing their own thing, that's when she really started working more. And then she got a job with a payroll company when I was a little kid, and she stayed with that company for a lot of years. So she was a grandmother when she's going out and getting jobs in like the everyday workforce. And she was working with computers and with math and with all sorts of things that she would tell you she's not good at. She's on Facebook. She's just, she doesn't think that she's as smart as she is, but she's amazing. So, yeah, she's just a wonderful woman, and I'm very grateful that I'm able to spend this time with her, and that I'm able to have my children experience spending time with her, because they're all hilarious together. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we did go swimming yesterday. I think we took like a week off from swimming. Evie got a little bit of, she had kind of an infection on her toe. So we've been really trying to heal that before we went and, you know, got her in the pool. And I think I'm feeling it today. I've been very draggy today. I've been a little bit sore. So we did not go today because I just have been dragging around. And Evie was kind of dragging around too, but her toe is better. So that's what's important. And as far as the homeschool update, I brought so much stuff to work on, and we have not done anything. I think the kids have done, well, I know the kids have done the IXL diagnostic. If you have not seen a video of mine before, IXL is a website. I think it's IXL.com, and they do lessons for things. I know they have math and English. I think they are language arts. I still go in English. I believe they also have science and some social studies, but I'm not sure. My kids were part of a charter school. My kids do take what's called the MAP testing every year, twice a year. And so we get a free subscription to IXL, at least for math. I don't know if we get it. I don't think we get it for the other things. Sarah, if your kids do the MAP and you guys use IXL, you can correct me. I won't be mad. We don't usually use it for those though. So they do like a diagnostic, which kind of tells them what areas they need to work on. And then they can go into this other section, and based on the diagnostic, it will recommend work for them. So they've done the diagnostic. They have not done any extra work. We have not cracked any books. I've warned them that when we get home, it's a lot of review that we're going to be doing in July before we start school in August. I really had wanted to do like the science that I brought, because I brought the microscope and the slides, and like there's all kinds of different projects to do. We just haven't done any of it. So maybe this week and next week I will try to get some of that done. They have been doing the kiwi crates that we brought. We brought 9 kiwi crates with us, 3 Atlas, 3 Eureka, and 3 Yummy crates. We haven't done anything with the Yummy crates because, you know, they need me to do help with that. Maybe we'll do Yummy crate. I don't know. But they have done all of the Eureka crates. They have built an electric pencil sharpener, like a sand thingamabob. It's like Zen relaxing sand something. And then they built a I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I don't know why. Every time the camera turns on, I feel like I have to sneeze. Excuse me. It does that when I'm recording like unboxings. And at least in the unboxings, I can stop the camera and cut that out later. And I can't do it here. Sorry. Yeah, the last thing that Samantha specifically made was, I think it's like, they call it a table tennis robot. It's supposed to fling ping pong balls at you. And she said that she couldn't get it to work. I don't know. I have to take a look at it because they do have a troubleshooting section, but she said that like the balls are too big, which is hilarious. Every time I say that, I have to laugh. I'm really inappropriate. So they did that. Last night, my grandma and I were watching some game show. We were watching, Do You Know the Line? I forget. It's Niecy Nash hosts. I love Niecy Nash. She's adorable. And it's like a song show, and you have to remember certain words out of songs. And the first guy that got up, please let me preface this by saying that I do not sing well at all. I sing, I don't do it well. So I'm not going to do it for you here. But I've grown up with musically talented people. And this poor man could not sing, and he was singing, and I was like, no. But they kept getting the words wrong. And so then he got cut, fine, whatever. And they bring in this girl, and she's adorable. And I had a lot of hope for her, but she did not know the theme song to the Addams Family. No, I can't handle it. So yeah. And then she lost with lyrics from Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John. I knew all the songs. I knew all of the song lyrics for her round. I'm like, I could have won that. But I guess I don't know. I always say it's easier on this side of the TV, like when you're watching, but I go live. I talk to the camera. I'm not going to sing for the camera. So anyways, while Grandma and I were watching the game show, Samantha was doing one of the kiwi crates. She was building a yak from, I want to say Greece, but it wasn't Greece. I forget now. I forget where she built the yak from. I don't know. When this video goes like fully live, when the recording goes live, I will put a link in the description and possibly in the cards that will link to the unboxing video playlist, because all of the things that the kids have done so far, I have done videos for. And maybe over the next few days, I will try to get some shorts and some posts together, and I can post them to YouTube so that people can see some of the projects they've done. They have refused to let me record them. They keep forgetting to take pictures as they're building. So yeah, that is what it is. With the yummy crates, I have a little bit more control because it's the kitchen. So I can set things up and we can just record like hands and stuff. But when they do that other stuff, they just do it. And yeah, I know Evie like made a bracelet. It was like a leather strap with beads on it. And that one was from Kenya. I remember that. Samantha just reminded me last night. Yeah. So then we just have business updates. I am flying through this. It's only 7:18. Look at me talking fast. Business updates. I have not been able to do any new listings since last week. It's a little crazy. Trying to put listings on Etsy is a completely different animal than trying to put listings on my website. And each one, not only are there different like areas to put information, each one needs different information so that it can be searched by the internet robots, so that I can actually sell things. So it takes me a while to get these done. And it's just feeling like every time I sit down and I get like 1 or 2 listings done and I start to kind of get in a groove of knowing what I'm doing, and then somebody needs me. An animal, a child, a grandma, someone needs me to get up and do something, and then I'm completely lost. Which is also why I have not been able to do any blog posts or emails since I've been here, because those take a good amount of brain power, even from me, and I just cannot concentrate lately. So I don't know. Maybe if I can steal some time away, I will try to get caught up on some of those things. I'm going to do my best. And then at least when I get home, I'll be able to hopefully roll back into the swing of things. Because I do have, I have 4 or 5 blog posts that I started, and I just either need to finish them, like finish a few thoughts, or some of them I just have to go make the images in order to put them on the blog. But again, takes time. I've also been doing some training. So with having an online business, there's a lot of different aspects that go into it. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, I'd love to just be someone's employee, but then I think about being someone's employee and then I'm like, no, can't do it. But when it comes to like running a business, I'm the bookkeeper, the advertising department, the creation department. I make the things, I have to list the things, it's a whole thing. So over the years, I have found some coaches that I like working with, and I have purchased programs from them. And one coach that I regularly deal with, she does like Monday training sessions, which are great because it's my time. It's at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's a private group, and there's usually just a few of us in there, and we can just chat and talk about like what our sales plan is for the week and what we're working on with social media and whatever. And she gives us a little guidance, but I always feel like it's such a great way to start the week. Like that early in the morning, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to hit the ground running. So yeah, but like I've done most of her course. There's still a few things that I haven't like dealt with in her course. And so I really need to like go back and finish that. And then last year I also bought another course from a different, coach. The first coach, Stacy, she really teaches you about, social media presence and coming from that direction of your business, of the advertising part. And this other coach is really more focused on an Etsy shop, and being able to really get your Etsy shop up to like, excellence. Like, I don't know how else to say it. So I bought her course, I don't know, sometime in November, December of last year, and I forgot about it, to be perfectly honest. I think I logged in and that was it. I never even joined her Facebook group. And I started thinking about it before I left for Arizona. And then once I got here, she has some smaller trainings within her course. So they've been a little bit easier for me to do because her videos are only like 15, 20 minutes. I can do that. I can finish the assignment right then, or I can just watch it, go deal with someone around the house that needs help, and then come back to the assignment. So that has been nice. I've done some tweaks to my Etsy shop. I'm still not happy with it. But that coach has also been doing a daily live stream to YouTube this week, and she's doing shop critiques. I am not brave enough to have her actually critique my shop at this point, but I'm taking lots of notes when I'm watching either live or on the replay. to see what she's looking at in other people's shops, whether it's the shop itself or the listings or what have you. So, yeah, so I am actually working on things. It's just, it's a slow process. It's so slow. And in the meantime, you're just like, you feel like you're sitting there waiting for the sales to come in, and it's so much work that goes into it. And then when you're not getting the sales, it gets very overwhelming. It's a weird spiral you go into. And hopefully throughout the year, I will be able to talk a little bit more about my handmade business journey. I don't think I ever really want to be a coach. I like being a cheerleader for small businesses. I love giving people pep talks. I just don't want to be responsible for like coaching them in any particular direction. Yeah, so that's where I draw that line. But I do like sharing my experience about my business. It is a very overwhelming thing. I probably have some undiagnosed ADD or ADHD. So I can kind of spin for a while and then just land on something and focus my attention there for a little while, and then I start spinning again. But sometimes it can be very overwhelming and a little depressing, having an online only handmade business. And I also, like right now, I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed because I still have older products that I'm trying to work on to get rid of. So it's kind of just a whole lot of Hurricane Heidi coming through. I was able to work on more of my Sew With Me videos. That kind of killed some of my back today, not gonna lie. I have a cutting table at home, and it's not as tall as I would like it, but it's definitely taller than Grandma's dining room table. Last year when I was here in Arizona, I purchased a cutting mat. It's this huge cutting mat. It takes up almost her entire dining room table, which I think seats 6. So it's humongous. And I already had one of these cutting mats at home, but I had wanted it so that we weren't cutting anything directly on Grandma's table. And I think I'm saying a lot. So last year when I was here, I decided not to take the cutting mat home with me because I don't need to. I left it here for my stepmom, and she had it in the shed that I've been working in. So I went ahead and I took it out, and I was using that today. So it's very helpful because it does give me a great work surface that's flat, but at the same time, I'm bending over, like just hunched over a lot to pin and to cut. And I really feel like this first video is going to be titled Everything You Should Not Do When Sewing a Project, because I'm not in my own space. So I know they told me where the iron and the ironing board are, but I can't remember, and I don't really want to go look for anything. So really, I should be ironing all the fabric before I cut out the pattern pieces, and I didn't do that. And there's a whole lot that I'm going to talk about in the Sew With Me video, where I am really going to call out all of the things that I'm doing wrong so that people know moving forward. Like that's not the right thing to do, and it's not what I'm going to do when I'm in my own workspace. But for right now, and because I can, it's what I'm doing. And I had really wanted to have some of it done because some of the first projects that I had planned to do were very simple projects. Like there's some hair scrunchies. I think there's 3 different styles of hair scrunchie. And if you know me in real life, you know that my hair is basically always up, whether in a ponytail or a bun. Ponytail, bun, and pigtails, those are my basic hairstyles that I can do. I can't do much else. So I live and die by scrunchies. So there's one that has it's going to have a bow. There's one that's just a like oversized, humongous. The piece of fabric I had to cut was ridiculous. I can't even imagine how big this is going to be when I sew it. It's just an oversized one. And then there's one that has like tails that come down. So that one's kind of cute. And then there are two, I scrunched my face just now and I'm waiting for it to show up on the screen. I make funny faces. There are two different headbands that I'm going to be making. And I was really hoping to have those done because if I wear a headband right here, you can't see my roots. So hopefully, well, I will have those done before next week's video, and maybe I will be wearing one of my headbands. These will not be things that I will be selling in my Etsy shop or in my on my website. These are just fun projects. Before I ever had a handmade business, before I ever owned an embroidery machine, I was sewing. I've made a lot of projects over the years. I love making costumes and special occasions outfits. But there's a lot of things that I've never learned how to do with my sewing machine and with my serger that's at home. So that's the whole point of the Sew With Me videos, is not only for me to show people how I do things, but to show people how I learn how to do things. So yeah, so hopefully everybody cross your fingers. I will be able to finish the last few projects that I need to cut out, and then I can sew them all together. Funny enough about sewing, it takes you far less time to sew the thing than it does for all of the prep work and the pinning and the cutting. That just takes forever. And I didn't bring all of my supplies with me because I'm a goofball and I forgot. So I had to order pins and fabric clips, which you will see in the video, but I am not going to recommend those pins. They are horrible. They were super cute. It had a little pin cushion that looked like a hedgehog stuffy, and the pins have these little plastic butterflies for the top. But honestly, it is a hedgehog stuffy. There's nothing in it to make it an actual pin cushion. Like a normal pin cushion has stuff in it that actually sharpens your pins. This is literally just a hedgehog stuffy that they're telling you to put pins in. And when I was doing that today, it doesn't even want to sit like upright, and the pins get lost in the fur, and I really basically just hate it. So that was a bummer. Some people use fabric weights when they're cutting out their pattern pieces. So they iron their fabric, which I didn't do. Then they put their pattern piece down, and then they put pattern weights down. And then they don't usually use scissors at that point. They use a rotary cutter, which I always think is brilliant, except for the fact that the pattern weights never seem to work for me. Like I bought some years ago, and I do have them in my sewing room at home. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I don't know, I brought my rotary cutter with me because I have one, and I tried to cut the first pattern out. I pinned it. I did not use the pattern weights because those always move. Whenever I'm trying to cut something out, they always move. And these were small pattern pieces, so I wouldn't have used pattern weights anyway. So I pinned everything down, but I went to go use the rotary cutter, and it didn't cut through anything. Like it was just, I don't know, maybe the blade is dull. I don't know. I don't have very good luck with rotary cutters, to be honest. I use them very little. Generally, I use them for vinyl, and a lot of times it's only to like perforate the vinyl, and then I go back with scissors and cut it to give me a straight line. But otherwise, I don't love rotary cutters. And I've always had like decent rotary cutters. I don't know. I'm broken that way. it is what it is. So I use scissors and I use pins. But when I do sew the projects, I don't use pins as much anymore. I use the little fabric clips. I like those. I think they're fun. And I like the sound they make. I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. And I don't sew over them, obviously, where when I have pins in projects, I just like to, you know, go full Evel Knievel and just like sew right over the pins, and I'm much better when I put the clips in. I am working on some projects for my business, but I do not know if I'm going to have a work with me video up until after I get back to California. Again, every time I start working on a project, I get called away, and that's really hard when I'm trying to make embroidered projects, because I'm the kind of person that I will leave a project in the embroidery machine and kind of walk away from it, but I never really walk too far because I know that fabrics come up and threads catch, and you can really damage your machine if you just let it go and don't keep an eye on it. Embroidery machines are kind of like toddlers. You can never turn your back on them completely. So I am trying to work on new products, but I may be piecing some videos together just to be able to create one once I get home. But then once I get home, I've got a ton of things I have to work on. So now I've got the hiccups. So that's fun. Tomorrow is an unboxing Thursday, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And what is there? There's five Thursdays this month. And basically the first Thursday I normally do Sketchbox. I really had to think about that. So the first Thursday of the month, I generally do Sketchbox. The second Thursday, I do Collectible Christmas. And the third Thursday, I do KiwiCo. And then I think the last Thursday of the month, I've either skipped, or last month I did the Bella Box unboxing. But the Bella Box I only get twice a year, so I can't do that every single month. And yeah, so I'm really kind of thinking about my Thursday unboxings, because let me roll this idea with you. We do intend to keep our Sketchbox subscription. So that will always be either the first or the second Thursday of the month. Right now I'm behind a few boxes, so I can keep doing it on the first of the month because I'm like a month or two behind. We'll see how that rolls. I'm doing the 1 full year of KiwiCo, so that will take it'll take all of this year and some of next year to get all 12 months of those filmed and put onto YouTube if I only do one a month. So that's fine. The Collectible Christmas is only a 12-month subscription, and I think that ends in October. Now I am a few months behind on that. I decided to start recording that this year, and I subscribed to it like October, November of last year. So I have been trying to move forward and release them in order. And I would like to do some videos where I'm actually sewing the projects, so that by Christmas time, not only have I completed the subscription unboxings, but that I've also shown you all of the videos where I'm making the projects, and then we finish off in like November, December with the whole little city, townscape, whatever, completely done. So my thing is that by the end of this year, I will be down to 2 subscription unboxings. And then once the KiwiCo one is done, I'm really only going to have 1 monthly unboxing and then 1 biannual unboxing. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to have to see. I'm going to have to see. I mean, I could do like on Thursdays, I could do hauls where I show you things that I purchased for the business. Something like that. There's a lot of, I mean, obviously I have a lot of ideas of things I could do, but if there are things that you would like to see, then let me know, because I can always switch up to that. So I could still just do the unboxings for Sketchbox, and then Thursdays I could do something else. Like I could do videos where I show you what I stitched from some of the boxes, like Bella Box, Collectible Christmas. Bella Box, I want to say I get 5 projects in the box. So if I did the unboxing for Bella Box when I get it, and then 1 to 2 projects each month, I would still have empty months before I got my next box. Except that I think I have 6 Bella Boxes right now. So I could do essentially like a unboxing sew with me. I don't know. We'll see. But there's lots of things I could do. I have 2 single needle embroidery machines. I have a commercial embroidery machine. I have a very old Kenmore sewing machine that also does a limited amount of embroidery. And I have a serger. So maybe on Thursdays, when I run out of unboxings, maybe I start showing you how to use the machines, because that's super fun. And there are so many accessories that come with sewing machines that I never use. My Kenmore, I know I've mentioned this before, my Kenmore was a wedding gift from my father to my mother in 1976. So this machine is about a year older than I am. It is still an excellent machine. I have Googled it before, and there are people that will still pay close to what my dad paid for retail, possibly a little more for this machine, especially when you have all of the accessories, which I have like 98% of the accessories. I have a ton of different stitch feet for it, presser feet, whatever. I have, what do I have? I have the buttonhole accessories. I think it does 6 different buttonholes. I don't think I've ever done a buttonhole on that machine. I should probably practice that. I hate buttonholes almost as much as I hate, maybe more than I hate zippers. I don't even know, possibly. And it also has cams. It has embroidery cams. So it will do decorative stitches and it will do monograms. And I think the only letter that I don't own for that machine is the letter I. I think I have all of the other letters of the alphabet to do monograms, just not an I. So I could play around with that. I've been meaning to do that. And also the serger. I know I've talked about sergers before. They are my nemesis. I always feel like I don't get the stitches right. So eventually I do want to have, we'll call it a series, where I fuddle through figuring out the serger, because I think that would be hilarious. Me trying to figure out stitches, and you can see different random projects that I make as if I was, a little kid, because sometimes that's what I feel like they would look like, like a t-shirt with 3 armholes and no head hole. I saw that on a TV show once, that they didn't have like the neck opening. They just had like three sleeves. I've never done that. I really haven't. I desperately need to do my nails. Sunday was supposed to be a self-care Sunday where I did my nails, and I forget what happened on Sunday. Honestly, I forget a lot of the days right now. So I will be doing my nails. They're just not good. I can kind of try to show you, but it takes a minute for the camera to like deal with me and adjust. You really can't see it. It's so shiny. But you can, I mean, there's a lot of growth. Like, they grow really fast. For some reason, one thumb doesn't look like it's grown as much as the other, but now I'm like peeling up the nail polish, so that's probably not a winning solution. I have a garbage can next to me. I did not just put that on the floor. It went into the garbage can. Yeah, so that is my week in a nutshell. I am hoping to go in the pool tomorrow. I keep debating what I'm going to do with my hair because it does desperately need some hair dye. It needs some work. But if I dye my hair and then I go in the pool, the chlorine strips the color out faster than just regular shampoo. And I feel like that's a lot of money to put into my hair just to strip it right back out. So I haven't decided yet. I may wait until I go home to fix my roots and dye my hair. But if I have that headband done, it'll hide some of the crazy that's going on. And maybe I can try to braid my hair. I wish that my grandma could still braid hair. She just can't. It's too hard for her. She's a lot of arthritis over the years, so that's a bummer. Someone needs to teach my kids how to braid hair so they can do mine. I am not going to make it the full hour tonight. My back is not as bad as it was when I started, so that's a bonus. But I do still have tonight's dishes to do. I made beef stroganoff tonight. If you are not one of my IRL friends, then you did not see the picture. But hopefully I'm going to be posting a little bit more to YouTube as I get used to it. I'm so used to YouTube being a video only situation that I forget that it wants to be social media now too. So I could post things and I could not just shorts, but like, I always laugh when I say that. Not just shorts. Like, I'm going to post my shorts on YouTube. But yeah, but I could post just still photos and stuff like that. So, hopefully I get better at that. We'll see. We'll see. It's starting to get hot in this room because the door is closed and the air conditioner is not coming on right now. And I do have the fan on, but I can't turn it on high because it's loud and it clicks. Every fan in this house clicks when it's on high. I don't know why that happens. I don't know who installed these. I know who installed this one because it was not here. Was it here last year? I think it was here last year. I can't remember. But I know it wasn't here 2 years ago because I used to stay in this room and it was redonkulously hot because there was no fan in the room. Who builds a house in Arizona and doesn't put fans in every single room? That does not make a lick of sense to me. I don't know. All right. Those are my random thoughts for this evening. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my night. I'm going to do some dishes so that I don't have them in the morning. I'm going to set up coffee. Oh my gosh, we were running low on coffee yesterday. And so there really wasn't enough for like a full half pitcher. I don't know. Normally I make a half a carafe of coffee because grandma drinks a half a cup and then I drink the rest. But there really wasn't even that much. So I had like super, super diluted coffee and I was feeling it. Today I had real coffee because I went to the store and I got more coffee yesterday. But I could have gone to Starbucks and been just as happy with that. I don't know where I was going with that coffee conversation. Not even a little bit. But yeah. Oh, I'm going to set up the coffee when I do the dishes. That's what I do. I get all the whole coffee pot set up the night before, because then I wake up to the smell of coffee. Oh, nothing's better than that. But I'm not sure if I'm going to work tonight, if I'm going to work on listings and stuff. I might read. I decided that I was going to start reading Mortal Instruments again, Clockwork Angel. Yeah, because it's an easy thing to read and it doesn't hurt my brain. When I get home, I am going to be taking on, what's that book that is also my nemesis? Brave New World. I will be taking on Brave New World when I get home. I'm going to do it. It's going to be the thing. Sarah, I wish that I thought it was something that Bella could read, because I would love to read that at the same time as her. But I'm pretty sure that I didn't get that book until I was a senior in high school. And I hated that book then. I hated that book when I was 17. And I have hated it every single time that I pick it up ever since. I only get about, I don't know, 4 or 5 chapters in, and then I stop because it's the most boring book ever. I really need to find it on audiobook so that I can try to figure it out. Anyways. So yeah, I could start talking about my books that I'm reading. Except that then I would want people to give feedback on what books I should read. Sarah's still here. Cause yeah. I almost started reading Gone with the Wind, but that book is intensely long. So it's like, I don't think I want to start that yet. That might be like a fall book for me. I don't know. Message me and let me know what Bella's reading, and I'll figure out if I'm going to read that too. I like reading 2 or 3 books at the same time, like simultaneously, because my brain is weird. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like or a thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and comment with #live or #replay. All of these interactions not only help push out the video to more people that would enjoy them, they help me know what content you are enjoying the most. Until next time, have a nice evening. And you know this part, it takes me a while to get the stinking camera to turn off. So, you didn't like that book either? Yeah, it's horrible. I convinced, I know I've already said goodbye. I convinced my English teacher my senior year that none of the kids in the class understood it, and she stopped having us read the book. Like, we just finished. Because not that I was the smartest person in the class, but I had just come out of the advanced English class my junior year. So I kind of was the smartest person in the class. I may have to cut that later. But if I wasn't understanding the book and I hated it that much, there's no way anyone else in the class was going to deal with it. So she was like, we're just going to switch it up to a new book. And I was like, cool beans. But I did find, what was it? I found a lesson plan. Like, this is what a nerd I am. I found a high school lesson plan. So I'm going to use the lesson plan the next time I read the book to see if I can, like, find some sort of understanding, because it's like an assignment. So it'll give me some direction, like why this guy, I can't remember, Huxley, is that the guy, author's name? I don't remember. Why he's so boring when he writes about all of the places. They're boring. It's boring. Just saying. All right. Peace out, yo. Am I not? End stream. I'm still